humility and appreciation, and with a great sense that they belong to my ancestors, especially the women in my family. Thank you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. Entered the winner for the long haul, baby, with the one and only. You know, Doc, this verse came to me yesterday. Physician, heal thyself.
How about it, brother?
How you doing?
I'm making it, man. Trying to do it every day, baby. Just taking on the struggle.
Yes, sir. We need to put a link up here. What's the link that we want people to go to?
And in what way?
Well,
I think they got something on there. I don't know what you got coming across.
Okay. Well, we'll pull it together. Tell us the story. What happened?
Well, we all know we've talked about this a little bit before. We're just talking about now and bringing it to light, the diagnosis of rectal cancer with me several months ago. And then we've gone out and started a GoFundMe to help support me as I go through this battle. And also the battle became complicated because of lack of Part B of the Medicare or any other insurance at that time. And so once a diagnosis was made in a hospital, we were denied care for a while. It's not the fault of physicians. If anything, it's the fault of a system that continues to deny so many Black people and all people of all walks of life health insurance. And that's a problem. And if you don't have it, you should not be denied a life-saving, or even if it's not life-saving, should not be denied a humanitarian effort of healthcare. It's a birthright and not a right of dollars in your pocket.
I tell you what, Doc, there's some women out here who are fighting for you. First one came up on me. I'm minding my business. Next thing I know, I get upside the head. It's Marcy Crump. I'm like, Marcy. And then on the other side, come Nicole Kirby. Had a bunch of things going on, but we're here now. And here's the link right here. Support DR Mike. Just click the link, folks. And we're going to do what we have to do. Doc, this has to be tremendously stressful coming just after your mom. I know.
Yeah.
I lost my mom's, my whole world turned upside down.
I can understand it well, baby. That's our lifeblood. Mama's the one.
Yeah.
But we keep on. That's just a blimp in the road. I try to send her off as best I can and let the people know who she was. I'm glad you had come through the funeral. I know it ain't your favorite thing to do, but I'm just humbled by the support from everybody at that particular time. And then we cat 4 weeks or so later, this diagnosis. And this is what I've gone out for. The GoFundMe wasn't just for dollar flow. It's also to make this televised. The Gil Scott Heron thought process. This will be televised, and it needs to be televised. So I'll take my pain, I'll take my voyage out for the people, because we have to put it and give a face to it so we can go out and help other people. Because, you know, it ain't never about me. It's about we. And this is a we fight. A we fight for my GoFundMe. Yes, I can personally get some things from it to keep my office open, continue to provide a mechanisms for Black folk in this city to get health care without any thought of cost involved with it. And that's the message we're sending. And that's what we have to send. So though I have a tragic diagnosis, prognosis were good. It may change because I've been denied care, but maybe not. We should not be in that situation at all. We need to get out and fight and give it the best shot that we can. And we will keep it out here in the public eye, because my hope and dream is that one day, whether it's a march on Washington, whether it's a march anywhere, we cannot as a nation continue to have this type of atmosphere surround folk. When you're sick, you need support. not decimation of any kind of care that you can know. And that's what you get. When somebody doesn't give you care because of a dollar, it weakens your spirit, it weakens your soul. So a man who provides free healthcare, people was looked at in my face with a deadly disease and told me to give me some dollars and we can treat you. But if you don't, you sit on hold. You sit back by the McDonald's line waiting for your Big Mac. Just go on hold, wait for the fryer to cook and get the burger right. No, we can't be on hold when it comes to health and the betterment of our nation. And this is what we bring in this forth for everybody to see.
Can we go to another country?
Oh, you go to another country and receive better care than I've got here. Oh, no question. No question. I was laughing at Trump telling Trudeau to break Canada a state. I said it might be the other way around. Canada makes the United States a state of Canada. I mean, what do you talk about, man? Canada's got universal health care. It has its positives and negatives, but you're not denied care. The other 10 countries or 9 countries, taking us and excluding us, and the gross national domestic product, those 10 countries have it down, sir. They got it down, my buddy. This doesn't happen everywhere. You may have versions that we may be denied things. No system is perfect, but this is not what you do, especially in the powerful country supposedly in the world. The United States of America continues to fit around and be befuddled with this way of how to coordinate this situation.
I mean, 3 places come to mind: Cuba, Canada, and then Asia. I don't know if it's China, if it's Japan.
You could pick anything. And even if they're not in the top 10, as Cuba's not, they still provide a universal healthcare product. So it's not all about the dollars. It's about the care and compassion. Money does not buy you love. Money does not buy you salvation. Money does not buy you healthcare. That's the sad part about it. And if you got to put it out there that we have it wrong, we have the wrong philosophies. It is about compassion. And you and I talk a lot on this show about my dad and Garwin when there was compassion. These docs went and paid very little. Healthcare wasn't that expensive then. And it was the heart of the person that heals you. Many things you can't fix with medicine. You fix with just holding somebody, listening somebody, visiting somebody, and providing supports to families and the humanity as a whole.
Have we lost that in our community? Have we lost the ability? I was told that my friends, this is funny, Doc. Mm-hmm. They told me, say, Donnie, all your friends are old.
I hear you. Mine too.
I grew up, my grandma that was a day when grandma was like 80 years old.
I hear you.
Now grandma 32.
Yeah, we've had a change in the age rankings. That's right. The levels are different. But guess what, Dottie? The message is the same. Grandma should be the same as grandma at 80. There should be a degree of respect. No child should be yanking a 81-year-old as they did a couple of weeks ago out of a car to carjacker. There's a problem, you ask, in our community. Yes, we have a problem. We have a very big social problem, a emotional problem. We have lost the discipline of respect of elders and respect of each other. And this has to turn around. And hopefully we're putting this out there. And I'm glad you brought that up, because a part of my movement in the GoFundMe is not just me. As you well know, I've talked on your show many times about $1 from 1 million. And that's where this GoFundMe product really comes from. Our good friend Michael Haney and I, as he came to visit me when I was in that sick bed after a big, bad GI bleed back in October. We said, man, we got to keep fighting. And let's get out here and start something, at least can fiduciarily keep it going. And now it has grown to an astronomical amount of dollar flow, an astronomical amount of giving. And it's not the money, it's the people, 500-600 people who put on testimonies on Facebook, gone back and called me directly. This is the message we're putting out here, to get back what you just stated, that compassion, that care in the Black community. Because I said many times we make it in the Black community, got dollars in our pocket. We don't like poor Black people either. You see, so we have to change that thought process. Everything that is mine is yours. That's why I've lived my life. That's why I follow my life. You know very well, because we know the days when we had that essence of emotion there. And we have to bring it back.
That's your boy, your attorney guy. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that bring him up.
I'll say it again. That's your attorney friend. You got friends all over.
I got everybody. That got to be my buddy Bob DeShields, who has been instrumental also in putting together a process to get healthcare to me, to get everything. So these friends are greater than friends, man. It's deeper than family. It's deeper than anything. it's just what needs to be done. So I kudos to all those people who have put out their efforts to give me that. Well, it's good to hear Bob all calling through.
Man, Bob hit me up. Only one who kind of gave me a pass was Haney, and I was like, okay, but it's them two women. You sick what's her name? Marcy Crump and Nicole Kirby, and
Nicole,
I was like,
right.
I felt like I was going to Lamel on the first day and received some type of initiation. Like, did anybody know this was coming? What? Tell me where you went to school coming up.
Well. Of course, I was born in Tarboro, North Carolina. Stayed there where my dad went to medical school.
Yeah, because I noticed you wear a lot of light blue. You see,
a lot of light blue. Love that light blue, Doni. But ever since then, we've been here since I was 4, 5, 6 years old. Went to school 59 down off of Park Heights. And then from there, went to junior high, because we didn't call them middle schools back then. Went to Roland Park, and then went to Northwestern. It's class of 76, where we Michael Haney hails from, and we have a class that is second to none with the great support of all those individuals. So that's my educational locally. Then we went to University of Maryland, Baltimore County, where the great Freeman Rabowski, he wasn't president then, but he later on took on that situation and drove it to one of the greatest institutions around. And then we went to University of North Carolina for medical school. And
slow down, Doc.
All right.
About this junior high school.
Go. Well, you gotta go back to anywhere you want.
What was 59?
59 was just the name of the school. I don't even know if it had a name. Did it have a name? Because we used to name the schools 218. That's where I went later on to. I went to school 59 for a while. Then 218, which is out there off of Liberty Heights. So, man, but those were just the formative years, as they said. That's the name of the school. If anybody knows the name of real school on 59, write it in and tell us. I don't know.
Well, I went to Lamel.
Yep.
And back then, Lamel had a principal named Mr. Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you think Joe Carter was something on TV? I forgot the name of that show, but he was a standout principal. But Mr. Murphy at Lamel, I'll tell you, a bunch of Lamel people watching this show right now. Lamel, man, that was like going to Vietnam at 12 years old.
Hey, Donnie, that's the main way I didn't go there. When they said pick Lamel, I was talking to some of my neighborhood friends who gave me a good little dinner. I shout that out this Saturday, a brunch dinner, and had some of my old school buddies back in the day, and we all came out just to support me, which was, that's the love I've been given through this whole process. It's second to none. And Lamel was, I told him I wouldn't go, because during it, when you went to Lamel, Donnie, you better learn how to fight. You better be ready to put up there and put your defenses up and be ready. And Lamel kept that rep. So I told him I had to go to Roland Park because I could stay with the people who couldn't fight, who couldn't do much. That was one of them was me. So but I loved the experience.
First day up Lamel, one guy was fighting. He was standing on the sidewalk. Right. The other guy was fighting in the middle of the street. The 51 comes around the bend and hits the guys in the street. All I know, blood was coming out of his ear. First day. I told you. You got to be a big man to make it through Lamel in more ways than one. With knowledge, because your principal, what you were telling, is providing that discipline, providing that protection. But it also had to be a street smart. You had to learn to survive. And that's what we did. We had some teachers there, and one was Catherine B. Orange. She runs the Arena Players today. Oh, okay. She was my English teacher and one of my favorite people to this day. So let me tell you, they tell me that you play golf too. What's that all about? Yeah, I got to have some pastime. I've been an athlete all my life. Was a track man back in Northwestern. They're a distance ace back in the day. And as time went on, I kept running all through medical school and all through undergrad, was on the track team, cross country team, indoor track. And then later on, continued to do road races. Like I said, when I was in medical school, don't do as much running there, but I was a running. So we had to take up something that could take care of this body as the aches and pains come about. So golf became one of them things. So Mahaney, I hit, and all my other buddies, Bob DeShields, all of them, we all get out there, hit that golf ball. But it's a good relaxation. Hope I can maintain it forever. Well, was Haney on the track team too? Yeah, Haney was on track team. We had been back in the 80s. Northwestern dominated track. Slow down. I heard something. I heard something about y'all. But was this in the era of Birdman? Yes, Birdman came a little behind us.
but it was the trained track coach, Jim Ward, who was like your principal, you said, from Lamel, who taught us discipline and how to treat each other, and how to be sportsmen, how to have some athleticism. At the same time, we walk our head high, even in defeat. But defeat was very rare for our track team back in the day. We were the MSA champions for a lot. Haney used to do the high jump. I did the distance race. And only persons could take me down with very few. Bobby Dryden from out of Northern, I could tell you about, and a couple people out of city and other spots, but we were the team. And in 1976, we took the title.
Tell me about diet. I've always been told, and going back to the days of Lamel, I remember, you know, a lot of kids don't like onions. But onions and garlic, how significant are they to our diet?
Well, I think whether it's onions or garlic or anything, I think the more balanced diet here, when I say balance, it's not the way that the world throws it out, because we're so surrounded in capitalistic thought. Many times what we talk about is more propaganda than reality. I call it bamboozled. Eating right from nature is right, whether it's garlic, whether it's onions or anything, to keep most preservatives out of your body, even though we don't, is the best way to go no matter what we talk about. Those things that are inherently part of nature. So a Coke would be on the list. Pepsi wouldn't be on the list, but we're going to still drink those things. Can those things be deleterious to our health? Sure. But we also can counter them by balancing our mental aspect, which is probably the strongest reason that we need to get ourselves some discipline and care for each other, because social economic deprivation, economically and mentally, are your biggest problems. So diet plays its part. Eating plays a part. But I don't think they're overwhelmed without balancing our total life. Our life has to be about giving and caring for each other. Let me give one quick anecdote so people can get some realization as using that as a leverage tool. You know, everybody sees me. I do your program. I do my pod, and we do many things. And when I say mine, it's all about Michael Haney, which I take part of on our Wake Up Baltimore, giving positive things to this city. But the biggest things we want to put in mind. Right now, I'm not feeling good, but I'm sitting here on this show. My tongue is numb from a very low degree of iron, because the cancers and the process cause anemia. And when anemia gets so low, especially with iron, it causes other problems, brittle nails, brittle hair. Right now, I sit in front of you. I want people to get a real life to this. My mouth is numb. I tried to eat this morning. I don't eat now just to enjoy it. I eat to survive, because as this tongue gets bad and I don't have the iron stores up, which I'm looking to get some IVs later on this week. That's a realization for you out there. So many people with cancer, you may sit back and look at or have any chronic illness. They may look right to you, but inside it's a suffrage. Every day I struggle to get to the office because I'm still going there, because I'm not, until I get to a point I can't, not going to give to the we. We have to give to each other. You have to continue to keep a open mechanism to that. So though I look good to everybody, I've suffered several GI bleeds. So I got to run to the hospital before I die right on the spot. And that's where the support of Haney and everybody who got this GoFundMe going, the support of my Northwestern friends, or the city as a whole, because they have come out behind and supported me. But don't look at that vehicle and always think there's not a movement or suffrage when you go out here doing these things. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep doing this. And from your support, that I thank you from the bottom of my heart, what everybody's done through the GoFundMe and every other text, Facebook, writing, across the board. The people are getting it, and it was beautiful to see it come back. Are they saying the right thing? Yes, right. They're saying the right thing, because I have championed the rights for the underserved, championed the people who are less fortunate, people who don't have no face. Johnny, I'm going to be the face of changing this healthcare, and I will not give up. Since I've got power and I've got notoriety, I'm going to use my place with giving this illness to fix it, bring a face to everybody, and make this better.
You ever sing songs?
Say that again, buddy.
Do you ever sing a song?
Oh, my songs come in the head all day long. You know, I hear things 24/7 in my head. Any special one you got in mind?
I like good gospel music. I know through Christmas, I had to catch myself this year. My favorite gospel song is Mahalia Jackson's Sweet Little Jesus Boy. And I had to play it. I didn't play it like till a day or two after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the song that I associate with Christmas.
Right.
But all through the day, I was meditating on Lionel Richie's song the other day. Remember Jesus is Love?
Well, they done much better than that. Or Howard Hewitt's Say Amen.
Yeah.
They get you going. They get your skin crawling. They get you pumping up.
Those songs got our ancestors through, and they will get us through.
Oh, I'm with you fully. that in the spirit of Harriet Tubman, we don't give up.
You have the spirit of Harriet Tubman. I try to have it. Harriet, man, can you imagine? It's one thing to say, okay, we're going to give Harriet Tubman a day.
Right.
But how many of us would give up our home in Randallstown to go back and get a Negro from Fulton Avenue?
Oh, baby. Hey, did you just write that or you like that? Because you know what? When you say I'm Harriet Tubman, don't know if you can just say my speech. Because you know, Dottie, I have given up my home here on Fulton Avenue and in Sandtown to many people who did not have a house. And because I had this castle I had up there on 5051 Green Spring that had a bedroom, had a kitchen, had a shower, a bath, I stayed there while they had a home in my home. So, yes, I know what it's like to give up your home. Because I've given my home several times.
Right around that area. We had a talk one day on Fulton Avenue. That's when they had benches in the median street. This was many moons ago. You know, B. Gaddy,
right?
The East Side politicians would not support her.
That's what we're talking about, Bonnie. Even for my own.
They wouldn't support her, but she won anyway.
That's right. That's the key. You don't stop. When you know you're right, you keep going no matter what anybody tells you. And that's the same thing we're doing with this subject matter of healthcare and denials. We will not stop. We will keep going on because just like Harriet, she said, if you ain't with me, then you can stay. But we're going on and you're going to follow my rules. And so that's why I saved everything I can as the pandemic came about and I was thrown out of my other office. I found someplace so we can continue to provide me as the controller, not corporate America, to provide that health care that so many African Americans, especially in this city, need and desperately desire.
You know, a lot of famous people went to Northwestern, but the one who caught my attention the most was Boyce Mosley.
Yes, my boy.
Did you know him?
You know, Boyce had me come up there because, you know, Boyce wanted to get rid of athletics. Boyce said, let's get rid of athletics when he left I think Boyce was at Lake Clifton somewhere before and he came over to Northwestern. And his thing was, get rid of all this sports. We can't have these kids need to get more academics. So I was one of the voices they brought in when I was back in undergrad. I think was probably my first year of medical school. Came back back in the day was Art Milburn, who was the athletic director over at Edmonds, but came to Northwestern, brought me back to show you what athletics could do. He said, I got a doctor here, Boyce. I got a doctor here who ran track, was one of the best in the city, best in the state, and he made it. So don't tell me that athletics cannot build a good man. So the biggest thing was Boyce and that thing. You know, I don't know many people remember when he was on Nightline.
That's where
when he's sitting back with smoking his pipe and his little smoking coat. You know, Boyce was something special. But we took on Boyce, Donnie, and showed him we can make it. And nowhere did he ever get rid of the athletics, and we continue to excel.
I remember him on the show. What was the show? Square Off.
Yes.
But he was on Nightline too?
Yeah, he was on Nightline when that whole controversy came about getting rid of athletics. Yep, he was on there doing his thing.
Was that with Ted Koppel?
Yeah, but with Ted Koppel. You got it.
Oh, man, I missed that. I love Ted Koppel's show.
Yeah, that was some good time back then, Donnie.
Wow.
Yeah, Boyce made an uproar for a while there. But still, he was still a great administrator, even though he had that sideways way he went for a little bit. But he was meaning well. It's just that we can do well with athletics. We can continue, and it builds character. And I think we should do more of it right now, the way this city's going with our youth. Yeah, we've improved, but we need to get back to a conscious level that's about the caring of each other, especially our elderly and those that are above us that we need to respect and learn from.
Why do we say not everybody's made for college?
Oh, I think that's because they're not. That's the part. I'm a firm believer in giving people what their aptitude is. I think we made a major mistake and put everything pre-college because you followed the corporate mentality of this country. Many people are much better at HVAC. Much people better doing some electric. Much people are much better at fixing a car or whatever it is. I don't even belittle that. This is just a part of everything. As you see,
I'm not belittling it, but don't you need to know how to count your books? You
need to do all of that. So it's to have an even-keeled educational system that gives everybody the right to do what they're good at. And that's
because this is my pushback.
Mm-hmm.
When a cat end up over to jail, They going to class.
Hey, go ahead.
I don't know what they're saying out here on the streets, but when they get over that jail, they going to class.
That's right. And that's what else they go get. They go get free health care. I mean, it's incredible. You get an educational push and free health care. Do you see the dichotomy there, people in the United States, of Baltimore, of anywhere who's viewing this show right now? We live in a delusion of an illusion. I mean, if you believe this nonsense, you'll get lost, and that's what's happening to us. And we have to go back, and just as you stated, everybody has a right to get whatever job they want. I'm not belittling education or decreasing college preparatory, but it's not the only way. And we also cement ourselves when we go to college and don't go where we need to, left with a major astronomical student loan bill that just decreases any chances of get a head start in America. We have to rethink the American thought process, the push for make America great again, but not make America great again by what we have as a Donald Trump in this office. We need to make America great again because it looks for the betterment of all people in this nation and across everywhere. We have to change our mindset. And starting here with this illness and healthcare is the main reason we're pushing it this time, because this is astronomically a great task to overcome. It's a hell of a wall to climb, but we're going to dig out of this pothole and overcome. Just as the wall came between East and West Germany, we're going to drop the wall down in America to give everybody the right of healthcare.
You talked about student loans. I saw on Facebook somebody said, "Who lends an 18-year-old $50,000 and they ain't got no job? Who does that?"
Say it to it. But you know how many do? You're right, Donnie. That's ridiculous. It's since cement.
And I want to say, when they send you a student loan check, you borrow $2,500, but the check is $1,800. I want to know where my damn money at.
I'm with you. Hey, we got to march on Washington on that one too, baby. We got the power.
They said they lent you $2,500, but the check only is like $2,200.
Right.
I'm like, where my money at? And now you gonna charge me on money I didn't get.
That's right, baby.
That's some loan shark stuff, man.
And we loan shark a significant part of America with that bamboozled thought process. So if they went to school to college to learn things and math must not have been high on the list because you're missing $3,000 in your equation.
And if Trump ain't got to pay, I ain't got to pay.
I'm with you. Oh, no.
It's black
baby.
privilege. Is there such a thing as black privilege?
I think there's black privilege, but not a lot of it. I think, and I don't deny anything, I was given black privilege or legacy privilege as my father being one of the first African-Americans to go to the University of North Carolina, and I being the second generation to come back. That was not without the effect of what his matriculation and graduation from the institution was. So I think we do. We got that in HBCs. We got that in many places. If we talk about black privilege overall as an economic or sociological situation, I think that's far and in between. We missed our full view. When that was not provided for us in its full wealth and power, then we lost. You have to have some degree of land. You got to have some degree of dollar flow that can generate a generational situation. So when black privilege comes to the totality, there's very little of it left. That's why I said some rich black folk don't take care of poor black folk. If we given a chance and opportunity, we cannot deny those beneath us. We have not made it until we all made it, not the me have made it. So everything in my pocket goes out, as you well know. You've talked about it many times on this show. My daddy did it back at Galwin when Galwin was all black. Let me say it to you, folk, all black. We had black everything, and we looked out for black folk, and that's not a racial thing. It's an equalizer the playing field thing. And that's right, Don. We got to look at this and change the battleground.
You know, this neighborhood, Sandtown, this is 10 years since Freddie Gray.
Right.
10 years ago, as soon as a white person would step into Sandtown, the police would be like, "Oh, you got to go." 10 years ago, Marilyn Mosby charged those 6 cops.
Right.
And ever since, we got white addicts all up and down the streets, all in the alleys. I swear to beans. One day, I looked out. The dog was at the front door. It was a white lady who had a wheelchair. Somebody snatched her wheelchair.
Oh, my goodness.
Doc, she was crawling down the street on her belly. What has happened to our neighborhoods? Now, when we moved to Randallstown, you said it on the show, we don't like poor black people. But we got poor white people moving in.
Taking the place of the poor black people.
What happened?
I think I think what happened is just what we said. I mean, once we move a step to suburbia, you can't leave your footprint from the inner city. And that's been
But we ain't running suburbia. We got one black councilman out Liberty Road.
Right.
We should have 3.
Oh, you should. But many times when we get suburban, we think we've won. And we lay the thing it out and we struggle to pay our expenses.
Hey, Izzy Patoka or Pat Young want that job out there of county exec.
Right.
Black people don't even vote sometimes. And we damn sure don't go to Towson to the county seat.
That's right.
We don't go to PTA meetings at Owens Mills and Deer Park. We don't go.
Right.
We don't go there no better than we go in the city.
Oh, and maybe less. I mean, the whole Kamala Harris thing, you know, where we got about 15 million, as they sat home, and we wouldn't be in this sad situation. We sort of disconnect ourselves, and we have to stop it. That's what we've been talking about. Though we talk about healthcare, we still talk about connection and fixing a problem that's really for the apathetic behavior of us. We should constantly be charged. That's why I will put my face to this problem, because I know I have to give you the energy, to give you the action, to give you the power, no matter what happens to me. We have to change just what you talked about, the lack of involvement, the lack of giving. Get up, people, stand up. The march ain't over. The fight ain't done. No, we are just beginning, and we may be worse off than we were, but when we started with King and everybody else in the day. This is a long-term battle with sometimes fighting from the wrong emphasis, the wrong emotion, and so I stay here because I know what it's like to suffer. I know what it's like to give. I don't take anything. I haven't taken a paycheck in years because I don't want anything but the betterment of people, white or black, to get to a point where they can have decent health care and don't have to fight what was said to me. For a man sitting here with a GI bleed who's bleeding out, who could die at any moment, a man sitting here with renal pain, rectal pain from a cancer that wasn't even easy to find. And also, people forget, I also have renal cancer that's been there 20 years, Doni. 20 years. So I've been sitting on a bomb forever, but I've never given up, didn't even know about it. So we have many things that we have to fix. The teaching of our students, the orchestration of them getting involved in our communities, and to change the access of healthcare from the patients that they treat. So we stand up. When that patient's denied, darn doctors start walking off the job, and you'll see this thing change like I do. Change the battlefield. I didn't need to wait for America. I did it on my own. I changed the battlefield. So yes, it was a painful thing to say the man who fights the war like Patton gets to die at the tank. And my tank was healthcare. And they denied me. But I didn't stop. We got it. We fixed it from the kindness of people that I'm connected to. But it should not be that I have a connection to change the outcome of black people. Everybody should have a chance.
Medical apartheid.
Base, hey, you put a new word, a new spin to it. I'm gonna tell you that sounds good. Medical apartheid. Sad situation. It hurts all of us. So if we take the racial aspect away, white and black are suffering a tremendous situation. And we see that with the Luigi murder of the CEO, where there's a conversation that we need to put as the base and then extrapolate from it. Because he said even from white privilege, there's a problem.
It doesn't care. There was a quote, I think H.L. Mencken made it. I want to share this quote with you because I've read a lot of things about Donald Trump. I never thought that this one would come about. But he essentially says, why we have what we have today. Here's the quote. You ready for it?
Yes, go with, brother.
It says, as democracy is perfected, the office of president represents more and more closely the inner soul of the people. On some great and glorious day, the plain folks of the land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by a downright moron.
Mm-hmm. That's
I got to put it up. It's something, and I tell you, when I get a little frustrated, I just go back and look at this quote.
Mm-hmm.
Where is our humanity as a nation? Do we have it anymore?
No, it's lost within social media. It's lost between the bamboozlement of people not understanding exactly what they need to do. And when you put that there, it becomes an office of a moron. It becomes an office that has lost its power. That's the real deal of it all. But we put him in there. So the individuals then voted that individual in, almost worse than the individuals you put forth. If you can't go back and look at someone and see that they're not the betterment of this nation, and we don't care about economics, we're not caring about where interest rates are. We're talking about, can you throw out something that we have compassion for each other? That's what separates us from the other 9 GDP countries. The care and compassion motivates us. We have evolved in a country because of the way we came about from the Revolutionary War on it. We've got a country that just goes into itself with hate and evil, and it has to change. We've got to look deeper into ourselves to get everything right. And so this thing from Macon is way ahead of his ball game. You sit around and do this and don't look out for people, you are open to burn and destroy ourselves as a nation. People need to take home with these words. We need to go read those. Get those down that you put up. An excellent way to segue our way into, we have got to care. And that's what this fight is for. Not just on the medical end. It's for everybody.
This is from Eva Patterson. She thanks you for sharing your gift of healthcare. Said you took care of her autistic grandson since birth. He is 33. And you've touched a lot of people. Do you know how many patients you've worked on over the years?
Tens of thousands. More than I even know. When I see the people's testimonies on Facebook and texting me, I cry at least 6-7 times a day. The power, the humbleness that comes within me for what you've given me back. Knew you understood what I gave you. And that's the key. Eva, a great friend of mine, not just patients. He might say great friend of mine. I don't put them as patients. I don't put a son as a patient. He'll be with me till he dies. I may be pediatrics, but I'll go to geriatrics because I'm providing healthcare from the smarts part of it, from the healthcare part of it, and for fighting for you to have the right to even see a doctor. So every aspect I fit is right in that office. We may be in the hood back now. We may not have that pretty beautiful castle in the sky, but we have something much greater. And Eva was just telling you that. And so many of the patients, so many of the people's lives I've touched have come with those wonderful testimonies. I can't help but love you and thank you for all you've done, for donating to the gun fund. I can't thank you enough. I cannot humble you enough. We have got to keep that message going on, Donnie, but it's been a wonderful voyage. So I may have a negative situation.
We got to do a public service announcement.
Whatever you want, I'm open. We can lose your leverage.
Oh, here we go. This is not what you're expecting. You know, I play baseball now.
I got you.
Doc, I'm watching people walk down the street with masks on. This is January 2025.
Right.
And I want to just snatch the mask off of them. I say, Doc said you need some dirt in your life. Give me that damn mask.
That's right. That's right.
Why they got a mask on and they driving by themselves, Doc? Because,
baby, we bamboozled the people. You're right. Medicine and the public service from the CDC. When we say public service, we don't mean public service we just talked about, but CDC's messaging and all that. It puts you between these countries. Hide from germs so you don't get the flu. But in the same way, you need germs in order to fight your body naturally to get the flu. Go back to nature. There's no beaver wearing a mask. There's no donkey wearing a mask. There's no squirrel. I ain't had to yank it from the squirrel, but I got to yank it from the man because he gets bamboozled in his mindset to listen to the edicts that are thrown out for this country. That is why so much we got to listen and put the right leaders in place. And I hope I serve that purpose. No, you do not wear a mask. Of course, a lot of you got so paranoid that you continue to do it. But I'm like you. I yank masks down every time I go to. I said, what you got that mask on for? You need more germs, not more movement from sterilization of our society. So it's a balance that goes on. We have to get that into the messages that's out from the CDC, the NIH, and all the other people out there that govern our health situations. We got to redo the model. We got to unlearn sometime what we learned.
Here's the other thing.
Yes.
The mask is one thing. That COVID brought about a serious low, and some people caught feelings. Okay, I got a German Shepherd. He right there. My bodyguard.
Right.
And this lady wanted to mate her German Shepherd. And they did their thing or what have you. But coming back in the house, the lady said, did you get the shot? Did you get the shot? I said, you damn right I got the shot. 2 of them. She said, you Negroes. She didn't say Negro, but I'll just say it for the sake of keeping. You Negroes get on you Negroes make me sick. Doc, Was I wrong for getting the shot? I'm seeing white people come over to Randallstown to get the shot. And that's when it dawned on me, hold up. If it's so bad, why are they coming to our neighborhood to get it? And from that point on, because I was on the fence.
Right.
But the evidence was these white people coming to Randallstown to get the shot. I better go ahead and get my shot. Now you help me out.
There you go. What'd you say? I missed that last. What'd you say?
Well, I'm saying, were we wrong to get the shot?
No, you're never wrong. You know, I advocated through the Hogan administration. I was the black face of COVID shots. I truly mean when you have a pandemic, you need to get a shot to help protect you. But there are much more ingredients in that. That's where you come with the knowledge of healthcare. But I think anywhere, the way you cross the line of right and black, of county and city, you need to get the shot. If it was offered to us, we, like everybody, should have right to the healthcare. And it definitely was very beneficial and helpful. But along with other things, one of them, we have to look at a mask, not in a pandemic state, but when it's over, we need to re-educate our population. And we just had to call because we call them a Negro. No, Negro, we did it right because we have access. And that's what we knew. And when we're given that access, we need to use it. If you don't want to do it, I don't go back and throw you out in the sewer and throw you away. No, you have the right to deny the shot. But you should have access in order to change your healthcare just as anybody else from the majority population does. So I think you did a good job. And what I did throughout the COVID pandemic by being on the TV and everything else is to get our people the rights to what we have access to. And we need to utilize it and make our own decisions because I never want you not to think. That's the key thing. We have to learn to think.
Well, what happened when we lose a Hank Aaron?
Lose what?
A Hank Aaron.
Oh, my gosh.
What happened when some of our best and brightest died during the pandemic?
Well, that's we got here because many of you are solo doctors in private practice that provided mechanisms for young disenfranchised people to get health care. This is the sad situation. No matter how well the science is, there'll still be tragedies. Hank and many other people, whether they had side effects from the shot or not, those are debatable issues, or just from the disease itself. The reason that we as people need to continue to nurture everything that's given us is we don't want those people with power, those people with symbolic situations such as a Hank from baseball note, to be able to go out and spill a edict to our people that we can respect and follow. Leaderships are there. Everything that Martin Luther King said was not correct, but yet he gave the energy to get you to a point that was correct, the equalization of civil rights. So we will not always be correct. But we need that energy, that voice, such as I give every day of my life to lead folk. And we have to respect that position. So if he was a Hank Aaron of baseball, I'm the Hank Aaron of medicine. No, I hope I don't succumb, but I want to put that same emphasis of hitting those home runs across that wall so we can overcome this healthcare significant. This is a bamboozlement to no end. This is genocide, not providing healthcare. And so that's why we're out here. I'm trying to get a face to it. Folk, let's say it in summary. This ain't just easy for me to sit up here. I bleed, and at any moment, I got to protect that. I could be put back in the hospital and everything I'm trying to get, and everything you're funding me and trying to support me for can go away. We got to keep hitting that big grand slam like Hank Aaron to understand that we got to go fund me because we need to go fund me life. You know, but even before I got sick down there, I was doing $1 from 1 million, trying to raise enough money so I can never let our people suffer. When somebody can't pay their rent, when somebody can't pay their electric bill, I wanted to be a source of their health. And healthcare does not come from whether you got a strep throat. It comes when I've equalized the playing field socioeconomically. That's what we're doing now. We done got bigger than GoFundMe for Mike Zollicoffer. We're big enough there to go GoFundMe for all of us. And everybody just give. So you can put it into the hands of a man who gives back to the we of what we need to do. Hey, yeah, respect Hank Aaron, respect Harriet Tubman. Let's hit that home run. Let's not lose any slave on the way to the promised land. All right, and let's look at it and find the God within us that we can overcome the problems of which we have as a nation. And hopefully within the next 2 years, we do that. I'm going to march this thing on Washington, Doni. We're going to change America. We're going to change everybody's souls and spirits so we can better get what we need.
Who is the next Dr. Michael Zollicoffer?
I'm trying to make him every day, baby, because, you know, I teach NPs and PAs. So there's other ones out there. Can they continue to follow my march? Yes, you can. Like my daddy, I watched his walk, not his talk. I emulated him from what he did, not from came out of his mouth. He died at 45 of the same disease I've got. Just look at it, Doni. We went to the same medical school. We did the same residency, and now we are besieged by the same illness. So I got ways that we can change that. But it ain't from your mouth. It comes from how you walk. Your children follow your walk. Don't raise your children, raise you. When you raise you, they come along from a ride that is etched in how you do your cadence and how you move yourself. It ain't the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Your feet will be etched in cement. Cement to show you the right way to live and not just celebrate whatever you did as a person, because it's a lifetime, not a moment. A moment does not offend you. The lifetime.
I got one more thing to ask you. Did you see the movie 688?
Now, I don't know if I seen that. We always throwing me something. 688. I don't think I saw that with Doni. What you got?
So this is the new movie. Tyler Perry made it.
Oh, okay.
And it's about the black women who carried the mail. They sorted the
mail. Yes. Okay. You got me back right.
I tell you, we can do anything.
Oh my gosh. When you tell
those
me
sisters did anything, they got no credit. They got no parade.
Right. Oh, yes. No, they did the right thing. They did the right thing. That's amazing when we bring that up. A little people back somewhere getting the mail together brought great hope to troops on that front line that were dying every day to get rid of the tyranny and the dictatorship of Adolf Hitler. Look at that. Black folk who come home was suffering, but the depth of their heart brought them up to help protect the nation and provide some decency and communication to troops who may every last breath may be their last. Oh, yes. No, we need to celebrate those women and then some, because we have given our historical mark on this nation. This nation is not built with white folk, Hispanic folk, green folk, yellow folk. It's built for all people, and especially black folk like us. With the story that you just mentioned, they've got to continue to give on, and that's what we're doing here, folk. We're giving out that letter. We're giving out that consciousness. We're giving out that heart. We have to do this together. We've shown what we can do.
Here's my last question for this.
Go ahead, brother.
Why did God make a Dr. Michael Zollicoffer?
So we can have this message today, brother. I ask that every day. People ask me, who are you? When I went with my neighborhood boys and gave them a dinner, many of them had suffered many infirmaries. And they came to me down and said, I may not be able to put my face out there. We're so proud of you to put yours out there for all of us. So yes, I know the gifts I've been given, and I won't stop. I'm gonna keep giving because I've been given the power to be who I am. Why did I give free health care to people for 40 years? Because it's right. I don't need to wait for the U.S. I do what's right. And so if God put me here to give a message to each one of you, learn to look in your heart because you do know what's right. Look at nature where nothing is hatred, no evil. But look at us. We destroy ourselves. So when we've been given that power, that message, don't abuse it, people. Give it to each other. So want to know why I'm here? For this day I set with you today. And people want to think I'm down because I got cancer. No, I said I'm thankful because I finally gave power to the powerless. Because my mouth has been out there for years and it's going to keep yapping till it's over. I will save you all, but I'm not going it alone. You with me. I appreciate every dime, every effort you've given me. We do this together. And if I can get you there, you're going to be there, baby. That's why I'm here, Doni. I'm here to motivate the masses.
Yes, sir. Any final thoughts?
That's it, baby. You done pulled it out to me and the emotion is all there. I can't help. Listen to this show over and over again. Hear what I'm saying. This ain't no joke. I suffer even though I'm in front of you, but I fight and I won't give up. And don't you.
Who's your favorite boxer? I've always wanted to know.
My favorite boxer is, of course, going to be Ali. And I think it's not just because he had a mouth, but he had a mouth for people. He went against America. And he said, I won't go to war. I'm not going to kill no Viet Cong. It's the same thing I'm saying.
No Viet Cong ever called me a nigga.
That's right. Ain't no Viet Cong called me nothing. And he went here and lived his life, even when he got in infirmaries such as Parkinson's-like disease. He never stopped. And he never kept changing. He never kept giving. And that is the band. And so Ali was out there.
And he ain't need no bodyguard.
Didn't need none. He was the band. And so
he came to Compton State and shook everybody's hand.
Oh, that's what I'm saying, brother. That's what I'm saying. He knew who he was. He knew he'd given a gift. And when you've been given a gift, you don't keep it home. You give it to the world. And I'm hoping I'm giving you my gift of Ali. I may not be in the boxing range, but I'm in the boxing arena of life. So all of you can make it. We ain't giving up, Doni. You're going to use your platform as you've done today. We're going to lose everything we can. We have got to defeat this ignorance, this racism, this bigotry in this nation. Hopefully people hear me. I'm for real, sweetie. I'm for real. I live on Fulton and Lafayette. Come on, people. I ain't leave. I'm not going to leave. I'm going to be there till the death takes me off this planet. I may not win this battle, but I'm damn sure going to fight it. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Come on, America, get up and let's do it.
My man.
My man.
Bring you back anytime you want to have a beautiful day, Dr. Michael Zollicoffer.
You better believe it, my brother.
Good morning.
Love you, Donnie.
Love you too, soldier.